We continue with the operations on rational expressions, and we still have multiplication and division. Again, we do the same thing as we usually do in any fraction. So if you multiply any two fractions, all I have to do is to multiply the numerator by the numerator and the denominator by the denominator. That's it. What about dividing two rational expressions? Again, I convert the division into multiplication and I write the reciprocal of the other fraction. In other words, I write it upside down, and by doing this, we will have converted it into a multiplication problem. So I'm going to do two examples. That is example number one. The first step is always to factorize all the polynomials up and down if possible, and of course to completely factorize. So let us start with the first fraction. So the numerator in the first fraction is a trinomial. It becomes x plus 1 into x plus 2. Similarly, for the denominator in the first fraction, it is another trinomial, and it becomes x plus 1 into x plus 4 times another two trinomials. The top becomes x plus 4 multiplied by x plus 6, and the bottom becomes x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 3. Now let us cancel like factors up and down. So first of all, we have x plus 1 is canceled out with x plus 1. We also have x plus 2 canceled out with x plus 2. And x plus 4 with x plus 4. And the final answer is x plus 6 over x plus 3. That is the simplest possible fraction. There is a very common mistake here. And please do not do this mistake. What is that? Never cancel x's like that. That is wrong because I have pluses. So whenever I have pluses or minuses, I cannot cancel the x's. However, if this were 6x over 3x, I mean 6 times x over 3 times x, for example, yes, we would have canceled x. And of course, the 6 and 3 are simplified. So this means that the fraction we have obtained is the final answer. We continue with the second example. Again, we have a bunch of rational expressions. So we first factorize all the polynomials up and down if possible. And we continue. Now, you might choose first to convert division into multiplication and then factor, or vice versa, it doesn't matter. Whichever you do first, it doesn't matter. You can either first factorize and then convert division into multiplication, or vice versa, the answer will be the same. All right, so in x to the power 4 plus 27x, we factor x first, and this becomes x to the power of 3 plus 27, and 27 is 3 cubed, so this is a sum of 2 cubes, which means it is x into x plus 3 into x squared minus 3x plus 9. Again, I explained all the cases of factoring polynomials in a previous video. Then, what about the second? So I factor 2 first. There is 2 as a common factor, so it's x squared plus 4x plus 4. And the trinomial inside is just a perfect square, so I can write it as 2 multiplied by x plus 2 to the power of 2. For the third polynomial, it's a trinomial, so it is simply x plus 2 multiplied by x plus 3. For the other polynomials, again, we first factor x here, and this becomes 49 minus x squared. That is a difference of 2 squares. So this is x into 7 minus x into 7 plus x. For the other one, we factor an x. You end up with x squared minus 3x plus 9. Now this is an irreducible trinomial. If you try to factor it, if you try to find two numbers whose sum is minus 3 and whose product is equal to 9, it never works. We won't be able to find such two numbers, so that is an irreducible polynomial. Finally, we have another trinomial. So it becomes 2x plus 5 into x minus 7. So this is how the expression looks like now. What is the next step? Well, we have to convert the division into multiplication. So it becomes like this. Now let us simplify all the like factors up and down. We start with x and x. We also have x squared minus 3x plus 9 with x squared minus 3x plus 9, as well as x plus 3 and x plus 3. One more factor. Here we have x plus 2 squared. One of the factors of x plus 2 is cancelled with this x plus 2. Now we are left with, let's put them all on one fraction. We're left with this expression. One more thing we can do, we can convert this into minus times x minus 7, and we cancel it with x minus 7, and the final answer becomes like this.